So, hi Leo, my name is Chris and this is your December reading, and there's one card kind of springing out to me. Bottom of the deck there's the Devil, but look what I got. That's the center of your Celtic cross, and that's the Lovers. Celtic cross December reading, Leo my friend, and the Devil is gone. What do we got as the crossing energy? The Strength card. So don't try to force anything. There is love at the rising. Maybe you're meeting someone, maybe you are already in love, you're already in a relationship. Whatever is happening, whether it's someone new or someone you already got, there's the Strength card. So don't try to force anything. Slow and steady wins the race, so you don't need to be assertive. Everything is going to fall into place. The foundation, it's the Ten of Cups. The foundation is the Ten of Cups, and the crown, fortune after difficult, by the way. The Queen of Swords, you know exactly what you want. And sometimes when we know exactly what you want, what we want, we are very assertive and we want to make sure, you know, it's happening exactly like that. And in love terms, in love relationships, Six of Pentacles at the past energy, it's not a good idea to force anything in love. That's what I wanted to say. You're waking up to something beautiful, that's for sure. Fortune after difficulty, there's your Devil. There's the Devil, and it's in the position of your energy. So we're going to explore this. Don't freak out. There's the Ten of Swords. Something is ending. That's definitely this devilish energy. There's the King of Swords. So you got the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords. And there's the King of Wands. So Knight of Cups, it's at the bottom of the deck, basically. So what is this all about? The Devil, that's your energy. And we've seen the Devil when I shuffled the cards right at the beginning. There was the Devil and the Lovers, center of your Celtic cross. The Lovers, and that's your energy. And you got the King and the Queen of Swords here. And the big advice is Strength card. Do not force anything. What was I talking about, right? And the Devil energy is always trying to force things to happen. Nothing is happening just like that. Everything is forceful. Everything is kind of violent, you know? And the Devil is basically chaining people together, right? So he doesn't allow the other person, if it's a love affair, love relationship, to explore themselves, right? To just be themselves, to come as you are, come as they are, right? And that is very important here, that you do not, create a situation where there is codependency. Do not do that, right? Do allow the other person to be themselves. You know, there's a new beginning here in love. If you're already in a love relationship, there's a new beginning to it. And this new beginning is under great, wonderful Ten of Cups rainbow, right? Just don't force things to happen. Allow things to fall into place naturally. Yeah, fortune after difficulty, there's the Five of Pentacles clarifying the Ten of Cups. So you've been through hard times. These hard times, by the way, are ending. That's the Ten of Swords. And what is ending is your attachment to these hard times, you know? So maybe there was a time when you had to force through it, you know? When you had to be very forceful, very, very strong in your willpower, right? And you had to make things happen, and you had to say what is what, and you had to tell people, you know, this is going to be like that, and this is going to be like that, and by the way, for vacation we spent that there and there, you know? So there is a very forceful energy here, even with the laser focus of the King and the Queen of Swords, clarified by Temperance. So there is, look at that. There's the Three of Swords clarifying the Six of Pentacles. So you have been through some sort of dark night of the soul. You have been through some hard time where you had to be kind of Pluto in Capricorn like, which was from 2008 till pretty much last year, I would say. We had to be very forceful, otherwise nothing would have happened, right? Especially if your heart got broken, right? And we're talking about love this December for you. If your heart got broken, if you have been, betrayed, abandoned, whatever, right? Betrayed. We try to protect ourselves, right? And we try to be very forceful and very, bossy, Could that be? There's a bossy energy, very Swords related energy, which is laser focus, which is, you know exactly what you want and you're communicating that, but do not try to suffocate the people that you love, that you're in a relationship with, because everything looks fantastic here. Let's not forget how beautiful this is, right? You got the Ten of Cups, right? You got the Strength card clarified by the Ten of Cups. You got the Lovers with the new beginning. You got waking up to your new beginning. That's Judgment with the Ace of Pentacles. You got the Royal Couple here. I show you this again. Temperance with the King and the Queen of Swords. Let's just clarify the King of Swords. That's the Ace of Swords. You got a new consciousness. Everything is indicating a new beginning, a very, very happy, joyful new beginning. Fortune after difficulty. You've certainly been through some sort of dark night of the soul stuff, but you're not healing from that if you are in this energy where you try to say what's what and kind of bound or force things to happen in love affairs. That's not what you can do. Yeah, and there's the Magician clarifying the Devil. It is not the time to, there's the Hierophant clarifying the Ten of Swords. And there's the Death card. So something is dying. What is dying is this Pluto in Capricorn approach. We're going with the head through the wall. We're fighting. We're assertive. We're bossy. We're telling what's going to happen, how it's going to happen, when it's going to happen. That's suffocating people. And especially if you're in a love relationship, that is toxic behavior. And everything looks fantastic. The universe with the Six of Pentacles, clarified by the Three of Swords, wants to give you something for your broken heart, wants to heal your broken heart, wants to give you a new opportunity for love, compassion, a good, deep, healthy relationship. Fortune after difficulty, let's not forget that. 2 times the Ten of Cups here. You're not controlled by your fire, by your passions. You're totally in rulership of your passion, of your fire aspects, right? So you're not swept away by sexuality, by lust, by passion, by anger, by fear, You got that under control. But there needs to be a little more gentleness, right? You need to allow other people to be themselves, right? And you also need to allow yourself to be yourself, right? And that means to accept that you can't control everything. Certainly not when it comes to relationships and love affairs and things like that. Yeah, that's a Buddha quote. When you make peace with the world, you make peace with yourself. And December is the month where you finally make peace with yourself, where you might make peace with your own shadow aspect, right? And be yourself a friend, right? Observe what you dislike in others, seek those traits in yourself, unlearn them. This is how you nurture self-love. So instead of trying to change other people, have a good look at yourself, right? Leo, this is December 2025. This is the last chapter of this 7-year circle where we kind of went through the dark night of the soul collectively. 2026 is going to be way better. You already got so many blessings here. You're waking up to your new beginning. There's wealth, abundance, and prosperity in its full potential. There's a new consciousness, a new beginning. You learned the lesson. Try not to force things. Allow things to happen, to fall into place, right? And royalty, 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 king and queens of swords, king of wands. There's just one thing that you need to do in December. Allow yourself to be imperfect, right? Love yourself even with your shadow aspects, right? And if you can do that, everything will be just falling into place and be really, really joyful. You don't need to be afraid, right, that other people don't love you or don't respect you. If you allow them to see you, right? So this is kind of a heavy reading, but there is the Blue Angel Oracle deck card that I pulled, and this talks about a new earth and transformation. This card heralds the start of a positive transformation through which a part of you or situation that troubles you is cleansed and healed. There's a renewed sense of optimism. The future seems bright as you try new things and make acquaintances and friends. This is a time to keep focused on what is occurring now. The past is behind you, bless it and let it go. The present is all that matters. Watch for any lingering guilt and don't overanalyze things, especially the past. Know that you deserve happiness and it can only be found in the present. Embrace your new life. You have nothing to lose but much to gain. So it is a new earth in 2026. It is a transformation. There's the Death card and the Knight of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So it is a new beginning. The universe is really on your side. 6 of Pentacles energy, evening something out. 10 of Swords and the Hierophant. Be the wise man. And the wise man, or the wise woman, by the way, loves herself. Not just loving others, but loving yourself as well. Love thyself as thy neighbor. Love thy neighbor as thyself. It's not one way. It's not either this or either that. It's not altruism or egoism. It's both. You have to love yourself, because loving yourself is the necessary precondition for every other form of love. And you really need to let go of this idea. The devil is always telling you, oh, you're not good enough. Who do you think you are? Let that go. You're good enough, you're loved, but you have to be yourself a friend, and then you can be open for all these blessings that are at the horizon. And I think 2026 is going to be a great year, even for the fire signs, especially probably for the fire signs, who knows. Check out the yearly reading. This is the December reading. Everything is fantastic. Love, happy home. And you're kind of grumpy and feel inadequate. Heal that. Be good to yourself. Be yourself a friend. That's all I got for December. I hope it resonates with you. If it does, share, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about it. And hopefully see you next time. Now, ciao.